I don't want to use the word settle because I'll never settle in terms of
Yeah.
being, what's the word, in terms of being comfortable. I never want to be comfortable.
No problem.
Okay, so hello, Matty. My name's Luke Fonseka. I'm 35 years of age, and I'm now based in Victoria, Seychelles. I'm originally from a small town called Hereford in the UK. And for the last, well, I've been back in Seychelles now for the last 2-3 months. And before that, I was in London working commercially in security within London. So yeah, and here I am on a new adventure, a new part of my life, and beginning.
Yeah. We will talk about your projects you're doing now later on. Maybe just clear up, like, what did you do the last 10 years? What were your projects? Where were you working? What did you do?
So, since leaving school, I'll give you a summary of the last almost 20 years now since I left school. So that's gone by very quickly. So I left school and then I went straight to college. I spent 2 years at college, and after that I was deciding whether I wanted to go to university or join the military. It was always in my intentions to join the military. I just didn't know when I wanted to do it, whether it was straight from school, after college, go to university. So I decided to take a year out, which turned into about 8 months. And then within the 8 months, I decided I wanted to join the army straight away. So I joined. I was 19 when I joined. And I basically served in the British Army for 6 years. Left when I was 25. And then when I left, I got straight into the private security sector. So I started working in Iraq, Afghanistan, places like that. And I left the army in 2010, and I've been doing private security work ever since then, essentially.
Okay. So 6 years army, and then the 10 years afterwards, like being in the security business. So maybe interesting, like the time in the army. What steps did you do? Where have you been? And why did you leave the army this early, actually?
Sure, yeah. So it was important for me when I joined the Royal Engineers. So what the engineers do is they allow the army to move and then deny the enemy the opportunity to move. So we do like bridge demolitions, but again, with demolitions, we build bridges. So again, we will clear minefields to allow the British Army to move forwards. We'll do like water purification, construction, everything in terms of engineering. So that's what I joined the army to do, but I wanted to be in a specialized unit, a commando unit. So I joined the Royal Engineers, and then I went to a specialized commando unit called 5-9 Independent Commando Squadron.
Okay.
What that does is we then offer that engineering capability to not only the army, but the Royal Marines as well. Mm-hmm. So we work very closely alongside, essentially, with the Royal Marines, and then offer them that engineering capability. So I did that, joined in 2004, and then I was quite quickly within my commando regiment, in my commando unit, and then I moved forward with them, and then operated in Norway, Afghanistan, and then later as well. So yeah, it was an enjoyable time.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Very interesting. What was the most interesting place where you've been, like Afghanistan, maybe?
Afghanistan, there was a few places. So it was, Afghanistan was hot. And Norway was the complete opposite extreme. It was freezing. But I enjoyed both, and there's various challenges at all times. No challenge is the same. Every day is different, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed not knowing what's going to happen each day, and the challenge, and being able to adapt to each situation that presented itself. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, cool. Sounds interesting, really. Your next step then, with 25, 26, you moved to do like more in the security business. Before I forget the question, maybe you can, I don't know if you're allowed, but your most interesting 2-3 clients you had, that would be cool, if you're allowed to say that. Or maybe you can tell us a little bit of secret stories about the celebrities you were looking after.
Not allowed to tell people, especially publicly, because I'll get into a lot of but no, some great, I've been very lucky with the clients that I've worked with. If you watch TV, you know who they are. I can't say any names, but you know, yeah.
But
If you've seen,
celebrities, like they were high class people from television, like rich guys.
yeah, exactly. So and all gentlemen, all gentlemen. Yeah, all of them were very nice people, gentlemen, very chilled out, very relaxed. So, and different to their on screen personalities.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, I have to say I was very lucky. I got the opportunity to work with a lot of decent caliber individuals like that.
Yeah,
And well, I've only been doing that recently, really, since the celeb side of things, since 2016. Before that, I was again working privately in Iraq, um, working for the British Embassy, and then do the maritime security. So from 2010 to about 2000 and end of 2015, I was doing Iraq and the maritime, and then I moved back to the UK full time, and then I
okay.
started working commercially and doing the ultra high net worth clientele.
Yeah,
And then I've been until, well, basically, the 20th of February this year, I moved back to Seychelles. So yeah, so
okay. Cool.
escape.
Interesting. Maybe during this time, what was the most interesting place or country or yeah, adventure you did or you've been?
Yeah, I've been very lucky. Like a lot of these guys go on holiday to very extravagant places. Um, I get to go with them a few days before, make sure the locations are safe, and then enjoy their holiday with them. So,
Okay,
but
cool.
I'm working at the time though. But no, it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just really enjoyable. You get to meet so many people, do a lot of networking,
yeah,
and I've
great.
had some great experiences. So I've really enjoyed that time.
Yeah, sounds interesting. I mean, I can imagine without knowing, but it could be like, I think great holidays they're doing on the beach, maybe, or maybe in a cool skiing area. I don't know. I think this is the things, or maybe on a yacht or something like that. I think this is the places where these people are, yeah, where they surround. Okay, yeah, cool. Maybe now let's get to the time now. Seychelles since 2-3 months.
Mhm.
Um, your dad is from Seychelles, my uncle.
Yeah.
So your projects at the moment, what are you working on?
Multiple projects at the minute. So as you know, we've got a few family businesses. So
Yeah,
the reason I'm back in Seychelles is because the old man, he wanted to retire, to step to one side. So
yeah,
naturally come in and supported that,
yeah,
and taken over. So he's got two main businesses, a security company, which I've worked for before for 3 years,
yeah,
um, and then a family restaurant, as you know.
yeah,
So at the minute, the security company is in operations, even though we have COVID-19, we're still operating. We've
yeah,
still got clients, people still need protection, and overall
definitely.
24/7. So that's still ongoing, that's still running, we're still busy with that.
Yeah,
But what this COVID-19 situation has allowed us to do, or what it's given us, one of the opportunities is a lot of time. So in this time, I've utilized it essentially to invest time into moving the business forwards in regards to rejuvenating the business, doing the
mm,
refurbish, re-looking at the menu, making sure our pricing and costing is intact, and just
yeah,
making sure when we do open the doors again that we can move forwards,
cool.
and
Yeah,
move up, So, and there's different challenges with that. I mean, we know now, realistically, if I'm being honest, we probably won't have tourists in Seychelles until the new year. So
okay.
where we're probably reliant 90% on tourists before at the restaurant, we're
Yeah,
now going to probably be reliant 100% on locals.
on
So we
locals.
now
Yeah,
like amend the menu a little bit. We need
yeah,
to change the pricing. We need to make an offering that the locals like,
yeah.
want. So yeah,
Wow,
this is
that's a
what.
little bit scary to know that this year there won't be any tourism or nothing going on. Like Seychelles is mainly it depends on the tourism actually on the tourist business because um, Seychelles doesn't have a lot of other industry or businesses going on. So the main thing, I think 89% or 80 or 90% is are the tourists coming in. So that'd be tough. That'd be a tough time.
Will be tough, and
Interesting to know.
hopefully we recover from this. We will recover from this. It's
Definitely.
a matter of time. just how long it lasts. I mean, you need to remain optimistic in these times. And it's a challenge in itself, but you need to utilize the time that you've got to, make the best out of the situation.
Yeah, yeah. That's always very important. Even the time is bad at the moment, but to look in front and see any other possibilities, business opportunities. What can you do? How can you move forward? Maybe this is a good topic to know. Like any personal goals. Like I see it on Instagram. You do quite a lot of fitness at the moment.
Yeah.
What personal goals do you have at the moment?
So I love routine, and the one thing about the British Army is you get routine. You're up at a certain time, you're doing training. So I love routine, and it sticks in my life. It has always been in my life. The military enhanced that even more, and I love it now. So yeah, I'm a firm believer in morning routine. So I'm up at 5:30 every morning. The first thing I do before I get out of bed is, are you aware of Wim Hof at all? Wim Hof breathing?
No.
Okay, Google it afterwards. But it's this Dutch guy, and he tells you the benefits of breathing and getting as much oxygen in your body as possible. And there's this breathing you do 3 rounds of it, and it's great stuff. So it revitalizes the body, and it gives you energy. And too many people shallow breathe. They don't take as much oxygen as they can. So Wim Hof educates us about getting as much oxygen in the body, and counteracting the carbon dioxide. So you get more oxygen in than carbon dioxide. And you can actually end up holding your breath and keeping the oxygen in for, I average about 3 rounds of 2.5 minutes now. So
wow.
Yeah, I'll do 30 breaths in, and then hold my for about 2.5 minutes. And then, you feel great after that. It's like meditation, but better.
Yeah. I get it. I'm already thinking about it. That's really important. Maybe you can send it to me later on. I will check it. Maybe Ron, I think he's also very interested in that. Maybe he knows him already, but that sounds interesting. Yeah.
The guy set so many world records. He's climbed Mount Everest without a t-shirt on, in like a pair of shorts. He's like swam underwater for the longest period under an iceberg. I think he's got like 30 world records, all to do with like cold weather, holding his breath, and things like that. So he's quite sensational. So anyway, back to it. So I do 3 rounds of breathing. I'll get up and do some stretching. That normally takes me into about 6 o'clock, 6:15. And then I try and do a high intensity interval training. Obviously all the gyms are closed at the minute now. So I try and train every day. I only do about 30 minutes, high intensity, aim to burn off about 300 to 400 calories straight away. And then that's my day started. So get up, I do my breathing, then some stretching, and then about 30 minutes of exercise. And that for me, that's my morning routine, my morning ritual. And that gives me a nice baseline to succeed that day. And then I just go on and accomplish whatever I need to that day.
So, routine is really important. I also have a kind of morning routine. So my steps in the morning are always the same, because that gives me the chance to focus on my planning for the day, my to-do list, because I don't have to think about, like small things like toothbrush, like shower, like towel, this kind of what you're wearing. I decide this in the evening before. So I get up in the morning and everything is set up, so my brain can already start for the day, for my working day. So I don't have to focus on what is happening in the morning. And this is why for me a routine is really important. Maybe we come to the last question. Luke, your projects at the moment, we got a good overview over that. Or maybe 2 questions, like, let's say, where do you see yourself in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? And what inspires you, or who inspires you?
Sure. Okay, good. Who inspires me? There's lots of inspiration out there, and from different synergies. Obviously, I just touched on Wim Hof for his breathing work. Then you've got successful business people like Jeff Bezos, that have done well and started from nothing, and now richest guy in the world. To mentors as well in the military that I still admire and still look to speak to and offer advice, obviously, to family as well. I think in regards to who I look to is dependent on the situation. If I'm seeking advice, I will try and utilize the avenues I've got, the points of contact I've got, and seek advice from them. So I think in terms of, in answer to your question, where do I see myself in 5 years' time? Well, I'm 35 now. I'm getting old.
You're really getting old, yeah.
Well, I'm wearing a hat because I'm going grey.
But you're in shape, so all good.
That's the main thing. Yeah, exactly. You need to stay in shape. That's the most important thing. But 5 years' time, I would probably like to think I don't want to use the word settle, because I'll never settle in terms of being what's the word, in terms of being comfortable. I never want to be comfortable. But when I say settle, obviously start a family by then, and have some structure in place in regards to. I've been very busy since I left school.
Yeah.
In the I've been all over the world, and I've enjoyed every minute of it now. But for now, the next 5 years is probably about remaining in Seychelles, putting some roots down, starting a family and moving forwards. I'm 35 now, so it seems like the good time to do it. I've had a great life until now. I've been all over the world, like I said. I have no regrets at all in terms of that. But looking forward to the next stage. And then also, I'm very much business orientated now. Hopefully the businesses that we're rejuvenating now, hopefully, sow the seeds and we can see the benefits within 5 years, definitely within 5 years. And we'll see what happens with other projects ongoing. I would like to get, I'm back in Seychelles now. I've got a lot of military experience. I would like to get back involved with the military in Seychelles and support them and do some training with these guys.
Cool, interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there would be, in another life, I would have loved to have done 22 years in the British Army, 100%. But unfortunately, you only live once. So you've got to, these crossroads you've got to choose. But, I left the military, having enjoyed 6 years. I've got no regrets about it. I would do it all over again. And of course, there's a bit of me that would have loved to have done a full career. But at the time, there were other options available, and I had to look at the bigger picture as well. So
yeah. Wow, that sounds interesting, amazing. I mean, we all don't know what will happen in the next 3, 4, 5 years. Nobody really expected the life we are in at the moment with Corona and whatever. So we can't say what happens, but I mean, we all need goals. We all need something, a vision, and then goals to see, okay, where to move on. So that sounds really interesting, Luke. I would say we're on loud now 80 minutes, about 15 minutes, 80 minutes. I would say that's enough for today. Thanks a lot for your time. Really, really cool. Would like to see you maybe personally Christmas next time, latest.